Welcome. Today we're going to be making spring rolls with a green Thai curry avocado dipping sauce. So to make the summer rolls, it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. A little bit of knife work's involved, but overall it's a pretty straightforward, simple process. However, the sauce that we're going to make may be a little bit more complex, but I'll save that for another episode. The very first step while making the summer roll is cooking the vermicelli. We have a rice vermicelli here. It is a very thin capellini angel hair thickness of a pasta, but this one's made out of rice and it's going to go inside of the summer roll. But when we do that, it has to be cold. So we're going to cook it off. You're just going to take it, put it in boiling water for about 3 minutes or so, take it out of the boiling water, and then just shock it into some nice ice cold water. So now that the water's boiling in my faux creuset, I'm going to pull the lid off. When you remove the lid, make sure you open the lid away from you. You never want to take off the lid while it's facing you, so the steam doesn't get you right in the face. We're going to cook this for 3 minutes, and then shock it. So when you're cutting carrots, it's a good idea to lay down a piece of parchment paper such as this. That way your cleanup is so much easier, because a lot of the times when you're peeling something, all of the shavings, whether it's potatoes or carrots or parsnips or anything, a lot of the times you could make a big mess if you're doing it in bulk. And the easiest way to clean up after yourself is to do this. Now there's no mess. When you're breaking down carrots and you're going to cut them, we're going to do a nice julienne on them. Very, very fine. So the best way to handle a vegetable such as a carrot that is round, what I'll do is I'll cut off both ends, discard the tips, then I'll cut it in half. And then as it rolls, it's much harder to cut. So I'll just take a very little bit off the side, create a flat edge, just like that. And then I will come do some very thin cuts, and I will stack 2 at a time just for ease, and I'll just do a very fine julienne on them. So for the sauce, like I said earlier, it's going to be a green Thai curry sauce with avocado and some cilantro stems. We're just going to put it in the blender and puree everything together. It'll give it a nice creamy consistency because of all of the wonderful fat in the avocado, and it'll bring some brightness using the fresh cilantro stems. So when you want to clean an avocado, all I do is I'll pull off the plant end, cut it in half like that, leave it on the board, and just rotate. And then when you're done, spin it like that. You have a beautiful avocado. I messed that one up a little bit. You can see it's a little janky. But then be very, very careful when you do this. You want to take the back of your knife, go right into the avocado, and just spin it. And if you have a nice ripe avocado, that should come right out. And when you discard the avocado pit, don't try and grab it. Don't try and pull it off, because the sharp knife, you have a chance of cutting yourself. Just take your 2 fingers, your thumb and your index finger, and just pinch it. So to make the sauce, I am taking the green Thai curry, just going to put it in my blender. And we spent a lot of time making this, so we don't want to waste any of it, which is why we're taking the rubber spatula and trying to get out as much as possible. And then we're going to put the avocado in. To get the avocado out, just take a spoon, run it along the husk, and scoop it out. So then, to give it a little extra flavor, you don't want to waste anything. So we're going to put in some, why not? This is the whole, all the stems from the cilantro I cleaned earlier. And like I said earlier, even though the stems have the most flavor and a nice big good crunch, we want to reserve that for the flavor for the sauce, since we have the carrots in the roll to give it that nice crunch anyway. So we get all the wonderful flavors of the cilantro and the crunch of the carrot in the wrap, and then we'll get all the wonderful flavors of the cilantro in here along with the avocado to cream it out. So the summer rolls I'm making do have the chicken in them, and I'm going to show you how to break down the chicken. I just took this chicken, I gave it a quick sear. I used skin-on chicken breast initially to give it a little bit more flavor, but then I pulled the skin off because we're going to eat it cold, and cold chewy skin isn't the best, but I wanted to impart as much flavor into the chicken as I possibly could. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the tail end of it and a little bit of the top end. I'm going to try and square it off. So now what I want to do is get some fairly thin slices. That way, when you're eating the summer roll, you're going to have a nice, wonderful bite of chicken, but not so much where you're just getting a mouthful of chicken. We're trying to do slices that are going to be the exact length. So all we need is either 1 or 2 pieces on top of each other to cover the whole roll. So as you see, we have excess chicken left over. I just did this chicken very simply with a little bit of salt and pepper and gave it a little roast. So you could use it for anything. Generally, I will use it to make chicken salad or something like that, chicken soup, whatever you want. So don't waste the trimmings. You could utilize it in many different aspects. When you're getting ready to roll the summer rolls, you want to take some hot water here and just dip it in. You want to get it really soft. It only takes a couple of seconds, and be careful because they kind of stick to each other, which is not really fun. And I just ripped that one, so I'll just go for another one. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the cabbage, a little bit of the rice noodles, a couple of pieces of the fresh mint, a little bit of the cilantro, a couple of pieces of carrots for a little crunch, and then 2 pieces of chicken, just like that. So what I like to do is I'll fold it over like this, give it a little bit of a roll, and then I'll fold the edge in, the other edge, and then just keep on rolling. And there you go. I have a little bit of this sauce here just off camera. Put some on there. Pretty good, pretty good. One thing I failed to mention on the first one is that after you wet the rice paper, you want to put down a wet paper towel, because otherwise the surface that you're rolling the summer roll on has a tendency to stick to that surface. The wet paper towel will prevent that from sticking. So just put a little bit of Napa cabbage in there, some of the rice noodles. You want to keep it pretty well tight to the middle, because you're going to wind up folding over the edges when you roll it up. Then I do the herbs. I like to put a good amount of herbs in there, give it some nice freshness to it. Some carrots here for the crunch, a couple of pieces of chicken, and then what I like to do is pull it up and over, and then get it tight, pull it back to you, do one roll, take the edge of the wrap here, try not to get any paper towel because that's not good eating, and then go tight. And there's the roll.